ever told anybody this story. I know maybe a lot of you guys that watch my channel for a while probably already know my story, but I don't really know if I ever really took the time to really go in the whole depth of my whole story and how I am in the place I am right now. You know, some of it had to do with the biggest creators on the platform, Mr. Beast, PewDiePie, a bunch of other creators that have been a part of my journey along the way. And, you know, and I'm just mainly just telling my story to inspire you, and also to make sure that you don't make the same mistakes that I do, because I make this mistakes so you don't have to, and and my mission is it's never been about the goat. It's always been about bringing dreams and happiness and making the world a better place, and bringing creators together to make the world a better place. So before when I lived in Destin, Florida, right? I'm a man from Destiny, right? That's where I grew up in a little town named Destin, Florida, outside of, Panama City, right? Miss PewDiePie even talked about this town in one of his videos.
Which video?
The video where he talked about what houses could I buy for $1 million.
He had a video about buying houses for $1 million?
Yeah, and one of the places he talked about buying a house that he could move to was Destin, Florida. He actually thought about moving to Destin, Florida.
This is PewDiePie?
PewDiePie, the biggest YouTuber on the platform.
He was gonna buy a house
in Destin, Florida. He at least talked about it in one of his videos.
And then where did he end up buying one?
He's still in Japan. He bought a house in Japan.
Okay, so he just made a video, like a what if I were to buy a $1 million house.
House, where would I buy it? And he kind of just went around where he kind of talked about the different places you could buy a house. But yeah, so yeah, you guys go look up that video. I'm sure I don't need to explain it. But yeah, so I did the walk for the homeless in Destin, Florida when I was 16 years old. Because I got tired of the way the homeless people was treated. They, for no reason, the people is really super discriminating against homeless people for no apparent reason. Homeless people getting arrested for no apparent reason, because people are scared of the homeless, right? And I don't understand why they're scared of the homeless.
Why are they scared of the homeless?
Because sometimes they are scary, and that's very important to about what happened in the future with me, because what happened is I always getting discriminated because I was homeless. And even though I'm not doing anything wrong, I get put in the same boat as everybody else.
No, I don't. I want to.
So I also did the Earth Day festivals. I want to help the environment. I used to do a lot of, I let a bunch, so I started community gardens. I started the first community garden I built. I had on 908 Airport Road on Destin, Florida. There was this pottery shop that was given to me. The guy gave me the keys to a pottery shop.
You do pottery?
And it was where they sell these big industrial clay pots.
Oh.
And it used to be an old nursery. So I decided to open a nursery, and I hired all the homeless people to come work for me.
And what happened?
The city shut me down and figured out a way to evict me. They figured out who the owner was of the property and contacted the owner and they found that the property was sold to this the development company that was going to build a strip club. So then they kicked me out, and then they discovered that they have a bigger problem on their end, and that building was all over the news about how they want. And they still end up kicking me out, even though I was the only one stopping the developers from building a strip club. It was because it was like they would rather have a strip club than a bunch of homeless people apparently. And it was I was just trying to help out, help build a community center to do something for so And so I was working for, so since I had a big yard to take care of the landscaping, I bought a goat to take care of the landscaping around the property, right? From a petting zoo that I had a job for. I bought the goat with a gift from this man named Alan, which is not important, but I hand him a flower. I hand him a single solitary rose. A single solitary rose. Because that's one of my trademarks is the rose, right? When I hand somebody a rose, it's like giving people a dream, giving something, changing. I've been down on one knee, I give them, looking in their eyes, and I give them a rose, right? Sometimes, just a smile on my face changes people, right? Changes people reality, And I have this magical power that I can even walk in the room and everybody turns their head. Most of the time, maybe for the bad reasons, maybe for good, but I definitely calls attention when I walk in the room. And I'm trying to not make that attention edited as best as I can.
I want to hear your story. I met you, and we were talking, and you started to tell me a story.
So we ran out of Destin with my goat, and I traveled.
We're okay. Destin, Florida.
Destin, Florida.
You got a goat.
Destin, yes.
And what did you go just like on a rope? You got a goat on a rope?
Yeah, I got a goat on a rope. I know.
So did you just start walking down the highway with a goat on a rope?
No, one of my clients gave me a van. This old lady I mowed her grass for because I ran a landscape service for 10 years. Hired every homeless person lived in Destin, Florida. Remember So one of my landscape clients that I was cutting her grass give me one. I went to her house and said, "Hey, that van was sitting in your backyard from your husband that died. Can I have it?" She said, "Yeah."
Look at that.
Yeah. So she gave me the van. She went to the thing. I think she could charge me like next to nothing for it. So it wasn't quite a gift, but And then I fixed it up. I spent $600 fixing it up because it didn't run. But yeah, it cost more money to fix it up than the van was worth. And so I got in the van and then I put the goat in my landscape trailer, and we hit the road.
Hit the road.
And I hit the road with the goat. And every city that I stopped in, newspapers stopped me, put me in the front page of every newspaper in the country. Every city I tell them I'm out here trying to save the world, trying to make dreams happen. I'm trying to bring people together. I'm trying to help the community. I help start community gardens. It was just a magical thing. I was able to have some super magical power to be able to bring communities together and it was like people came together. People walked up to me about dream bands were started around me. Roommates that never played music in it ever. People bought the guitars and played this music to my goat, and bands were started. Communities were started. It was just a really beautiful thing, and I was able to do through the power of goat. I was able to inspire people. I was able to open people's eyes and bring, and make them realize that anything is possible. Anything is possible, and able to open up people's minds and give people their destinies, and that's why I'm the dream giver.
He sounds probably pretty crazy to you out there, but honestly, I'm telling you, I know it's real because I'm starting to experience the same thing with Wrinkle. And I'm telling you, how long ago was this with you when you started your journey with your goat?
It was about 5-6 years ago.
5 or 6 years ago. I'm almost 2 years into the journey with Wrinkle.
And I wish when I started with my goat, I knew what YouTube was. I wish I would understand like in the internet a little bit more and how the internet worked.
Why is that?
Because I told everybody follow me on Facebook if you want to know more information about me, and not realizing that I should tell people to subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on Instagram, do all the things that because I didn't understand what true professional networking was. You know?
We're gonna talk about that. Please put a pin in that. We're gonna get back to that.
You know?
We'd love to talk to you about that.
You know, I
another
didn't
time.
realize I didn't realize what true networking was.
That's
And you know
that's
what
really
you
cool.
know, I didn't understand the power of YouTube. I didn't understand when I first started out. It's just me, a man on a destiny to change people's lives, and that's really was only my only mission, is to make the world a better place and change people's lives. It was never about getting fans or getting followers or making money. It was all about the mission to change people's lives and make the world a better place. And I made, you know, and so I travel all over the country, and I met so many great people, and everywhere I go, people got mad at me for having to go. You know, and I couldn't really find a place that I felt like I fit in. You know, and the place that I could build a farm. So I've been all over the country. I found this place that I not only could I fit in, and people accept me for having a goat, but they loved me and loved my goat, right? They loved that the fact that I was trying to rebuild the city. They were begging me to please come to our city. We need help. We want you. They opened up their city to me, right? The city of Detroit. They opened up their hands to me. They gave me a house for free.
Why did they give you a house for free? Who gave it? The mayor? Who gave you the house for free? Who was it?
The the United Housing Coalition.
The United
Housing Coalition. You can go to Detroit and you can get a house for free too. I don't have free houses in Detroit.
Is that right?
Yes.
How do I do that? You go talk to them?
Yeah. They get a free house.
That sounds too good to be true.
Does your goat has a name?
So, like what?
Does your goat has a name?
My goat named Deer. My landlord, one of my landlords that we're staying with in Destin, right after I lost my pottery shop, she was a Mexican lady and she didn't speak very good English, and she's like, "Oh, the deer in the backyard is you need to go get the deer." And I'm like, "It's a goat, man." I'm like, no, the deer, it's the deer. I'm like, "Are you saying the goat name is Deer?" So that's kind of how I got his name. You know?
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's a goat named Deer.
Yeah. So that's like the whole story behind the goat name, how the goat got its name. So I built a whole community. I went in my travels. I started so many community gardens. I've been to every hippie community in the country. I built wind turbines. I helped them farm. I built so many community projects. Like
With the goat?
yeah, the goat. Like I've been so I decided that instead of just help, you know, but the problem is that they only so much you can help people, right? There's only so much you want to help be able to change in the community to make them better. And pretty soon I wanted to build my own farm in my own community. And that's why I bought the house in Detroit, because I didn't want, at that time I thought, I'll build my own farm in my own community, in my own collective. And I got this free house in Detroit that I literally paid like, you know, it wasn't completely free. It was like $2,000. Which is just the back taxes of the property.
That's pretty good.
Which is, yeah.
And they let your goat stay there too?
Yeah. Everybody loved the goat. The goat was like practically the mascot of Detroit. You know? Like, it was like literally, like I was literally the mascot of Detroit.
Did you have did it stay, did it have its own room? Like, was it roommate?
Well, I mean, it had 20 acres. It was crazy around.
20 acres.
Dude, the entire, I mean, they have there's a million empty lots in Detroit that the goat can graze on. I had he lived in the backyard. You know, and sometimes it's, on the coldest night of the year, when it's 19 below zero, I brought him inside and we camped out next to the fireplace inside. I had some live streams then. I had a live stream where I like talked about every events that happened in my yard with a chicken on my shoulder.
Oh.
I had a chicken. Yeah, so I had a whole farm that I built for rescuing livestock, rescuing animals. I wanted to build. Not only was I helping homeless people, but I also was helping animals. I give animals home, and so it was an animal rescue and a homeless shelter, right? You know, I asked everybody to either pay rent or contribute, 10 hours a week in chores, which is completely, and and also do basic upkeep of the property, plus the basic upkeep to the property, and when a lot of people have a problem with just following basic rules. A lot of people when they leave, they couldn't handle it, right? Detroit was a city of anarchy, right? Detroit was a city of anarchy, right? Welcome to 2BD2, the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Sooner or later, everything get griefed. You build a base in Minecraft, and sooner or later there was going to be somebody that will come by and destroy it. This was Detroit. It is the oldest anarchy server in Minecraft. Sooner or later, every base gets griefed. That's
such a bad
that's Fit MC right there. It's like literally I'm quoting Fit MC, but that's literally what happened to Detroit. That's why all the buildings are burned down, and because sooner or later everything gets griefed in anarchy. You gotta have order. You gotta have some in society. I hate to admit it because I love the idea of anarchy and everybody can do what they want to do, and freedom and prosperity, and those values are a thing. But at the same time, you have to have a little bit of leadership and control, and people answering to a high to something bigger than themselves. And so you gotta have that Goldilocks zone. That's one of the things you gotta think about, that nobody's right. Everybody got the truth. The world is not flat. It's also round. You made everybody look around and look at the world as flat. But the world, if you look at the bigger picture, it is round. But so it's both round and flat, and so forth. And both people are correct, and yet they are completely different answers. They are both completely different answers. They both flat and round, yet they are both answers are correct.
That's what I'm saying.
And we so busy arguing what's right and wrong, and when we don't realize that we are both, you can be right and wrong at the same time. Because it's all a matter of perception.
It's so simple.
There's always that gray zone with anything, and so,
So, Mr. Beast is something that happened.
So so anyway, let me get to that. So
okay, so
my house got griefed.
They grieved your house?
They grieved my goat. First they took my goat. First, the people that I moved in my house, that out of my kindness of my heart, to let them stay in my house, and the only thing I asked them to do, and so what happened was this: the community, the one of the ladies from the United Housing Coalition came to my house to help me get grants to fix up my house. I spent my life savings on my house, right? I spent my life savings on this house, right? These dirty kids that came to my house from the Rainbow Gathering they beat me up and they almost killed me, which is a completely different. And some people, I raised, $20,000. I stuck all that money into the house. On my entire life savings, I stuck it into the house, fixing it up. people always like Google my name and say, "Oh yeah, you ever go fund me $20,000?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's 10 years ago or 5 years ago," and like, you know, well, how but because I stuck it all in the house and we did the plumbing, the electrical, which is all awesome, and I would never took that back because I learned how to do electrical, I learned how to do plumbing, I learned how to repair a house, how to take care of a house. I don't learn. These are really super valuable skills, which is, and that I'm glad that I did, and I was able to do that. And now I can do, if somebody needs plumbing or electrical, I can do that.
That's a handy thing to have.
And I want to have so, but the very people that I let stay in, and then, so when when the lady from the U Housing Coalition came, the guy came out of one of my tiny houses, a little school bus that I had parked on the side of the house. I had 2 buses on my property. My bus I traveled the country, and then another bus that was lent to me. The guy came out of that bus, came up to me, cussing out the housing coalition lady, and told him that. And I'm like, dude, you don't need to be cussing out this lady trying to give me grants or whatever. That lady is trying to steal my grandma's property. She's trying, that guy and the other white guy is trying to run us all out of town. I'm like, dude, you're paranoid. That doesn't even make any sense. Can you just leave my property? You're not even helping out with any chores. Why are you even here? Blah, blah, blah. I went back in the house, came out. He was gone. I couldn't find the goat. The goat was nowhere to be seen, which is really kind of odd, because the goat was always in the yard. And then I went to this lady down the street, this witch down the street that's, that she's always had it out for me. And she's like, I haven't seen dude. And I'm like, all right. I don't want to give him too many names because I don't want to put people on blast. They know who they are. I don't need to revenge from the people that did me wrong. I just need to tell my story. And they will get, they will have, God will take care of them. But yeah, and so that's pretty much what happened. And so I got mad because the city wouldn't defend me, wouldn't help me get. The cops wouldn't help me. Nobody would help me, and I went and protested at the PewDiePie at this Both Fist statue downtown. One, because it was about ready to leave.
What was the statue?
It was called the Joe Louis Fist.
The
right?
Joe Louis Fist.
Yes, it was a giant blowfish.
Goldfish?
It was a big iron fist, giant iron fist.
Where's my phone? Here, look up. Can you Google it for me?
Yeah. While you doing that, I'm going to finish my story. So I climbed up on a ladder with a safety harness. I got on and say, PewDiePie, 100 million subscriber, right? I'm going to Area 51, and I'm mad because nobody is helping me with my goat. I'm just, trying to get. I'm just like, didn't know what to do. I don't have my goat no more. I'm kind of like, I was just trying. It's just kind of like the city wasn't helping me fit out what happened to my goat. Like nothing, because I don't know if this guy really. I don't really know what happened to my goat. All I know is that I found my goat covered in flies 3 days later underneath the bridge, wrapped in a blanket. The cops found the goat wrapped in a blanket 3 days later.
Under a bridge?
Underneath a bridge.
They got hit? Like.
No, like it was wrapped in a blanket. It was like dropped off there. Yeah, it was like dropped off there. Dude, yeah. And we buried it in my backyard. We had a funeral. We had a lot of news coverage. The news was still talking about me. After that, but that's I think the last time the news ever talked about me. When I lost my goat, and then I was trying to get help getting a new goat, and I went to on the PewDiePie statue, and when I got arrested, right? Luckily, I got out right after I went to the hospital. All the cops wanted to do was take me to the hospital and they dropped me off at the hospital. I went in there, and they say evaluation, and they asked me, "Do you think you're crazy?" Blah blah blah. I'm like, "No." "Do you think you need evaluation?" "No." And then I just left. I called a taxi, and then when I was leaving, I got a phone call to say my house is on fire. When I was leaving the hospital. So when I got arrested, they put down, the people that were staying in my house burned down my house. That's, there's too many crazy people that live in Detroit, and you think you just can't trust everybody, and I've been burned so many times, and I understand why people don't trust everybody anymore, because when you've been burned as many times as I have, you understand when you can't trust everybody, So when I lost my goat, I lost my house, I lost everything. I lost my life savings. I put my life savings in the house. I lost everything, and I went to the news station. They asked me to leave. They wouldn't even talk to me. So a man gave me a little Honda Civic, and I left with a little Honda Civic. I packed up everything I owned into my school bus, shipped my school bus off to a mechanic. They never fixed it. The guy died. The guy had really bad cancer. He wasn't able to work on my bus. The only bus shop in Detroit wasn't able to work on my bus because he was having medical issues, and then COVID hit, and then so he wasn't able to, never able to work on my bus. My bus is still sitting in Ohio. Can't find a mechanic with everything I own from my house. I left Detroit with nothing but a Honda, right? So I decided that I seen this YouTube series on YouTube called Area 51, right? We go and storm Area 51. There was a bunch of YouTubers, including this guy named Mr. Beast, was going to Area 51 to spit out whether or not the aliens exist or not, right? So I decided to go to North Carolina. Right? Say I'm going to storm. I made an event called Storm Mr. Beast to Area 51. Right? So I went to North Carolina. Holding up signs that said, "Mr. Beast, let's go to Area 51." Right? Walked around North Carolina, his hometown. I didn't go to his house. I could probably figure out where he lived. I didn't want to. I just mainly doing it to get attention. And it would have been cool if he would have given me a shout out, or would have been in one of his videos. I wasn't expecting to give me any money or anything like that. I just wanted. We're just trying to make content.
Get involved.
Like that one guy. I'm delivering a penny to Mr. Beast. Just like I'm just putting him in the title to get clickbait. I never suspected what happened next. I was camping out in the Walmart parking lot, and the cops walked up to me and put handcuffs on me, saying that they had a warrant out for my arrest. And it wasn't until I got to the jail I figured out that who signed the arrest warrant. It says Jimmy Donson. Jimmy Donson.
Who's that?
Yeah.
He's Mr. Beast.
Yes.
That's his name, Jimmy.
Why? Because he think you're harassing? Like,
Yeah,
that's
they
how
he
fired
found out
criminal harassing. And instead
He
of
heard about it?
He heard about it. And when he heard about me, when he heard that I was in town.
He pressed charges and get a warrant out for your arrest.
Yeah. Because he didn't even want to talk to me.
I wouldn't even know how to do that. I guess when you have money, you can do that kind of thing. You can
Yeah.
just call the police.
Yeah,
All there and swear one on it, just about anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why wouldn't he just like?
Why couldn't the cop just come to me and be like, "Yo, this guy don't want anything to do with you. Can you just leave town?" and I probably would have.
And you would have been like, all right, I was just here to kind of support what
Were
he's
you there
doing
for,
on
like,
YouTube, but
many days or?
I was there for 2 or 3 days.
That's not that crazy.
You know,
Right.
I would just
Did he ever like contact you through social media or say anything?
no. He never told me. He never. Until that point, I thought he completely didn't even know I was in town.
Yeah. It's kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, I did. I had no contact with him whatsoever. And reason I haven't talked about this until now is when I left jail, when they finally released me.
Right.
They told me that I have no contact or communication or even mention of him on any of my social medias
what?
for the next year, or I might end up getting the charges reinstated.
Even if you mention him on.
Any videos, I had to take down all the videos with his mention.
Did you have to sign like a document with
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably, well, the truth is that a lot of people probably made the same mistake as I did. They think, oh, I'm going to go see Mr. Beast. I want to get involved with Mr. Beast. Like, I feel like there's 50 million kids, there's a whole crowds of kids that say, I want to meet Mr. Beast. But yet, you don't realize that the thing is that you got to meet creators on their time. You got to meet creators on their time. You can't force the issue. You can't be like, go up, if it doesn't seem like genuine, because you it's a learning lesson, right? You can't just show up thinking you're going to do something. No, if they going to contact you, if they want to contact you, they're going to contact you. But they're not going to be like, you can't force somebody to contact you. You can't force somebody to get in contact with you if they don't want to talk to you.
Right.
And maybe that's where I messed up. I don't know. But I don't know what it is, but the fact that is just, there's a lot of YouTubers that they're very vulnerable. They're very, like how many times I've been burned and how many bad things happened to me, that don't show up at YouTubers' houses. Don't try to contact YouTubers because they don't know who you are. They don't know who you are. They probably, I'll be honest, Mr. Beast probably thought it was some crazy homeless person.
Right.
Mm.
Showing up in a town, we remember the beginning of the interview, how homeless people have a really big discrimination issue against anybody that's homeless.
Yep.
You always admit,
Yep.
think the voice of them.
I know. Well, you know what? Mr. Beast, I'm pretty sure he started making videos when he was like a teenager, and then he found success, and he's been successful.
And
all
I
his
thought
life.
he would help. I thought he was a genuine person that helps the homeless, because his first video that he really got kicked off because what happened was a brand walked up to him. And he said, I'll give you $10,000 in a video. What do you want to make a video about? And he's like, I don't know. Maybe I give it to a homeless person. Literally said that in one of the interviews. And the brand would be like, yeah, that's great, do that. And that's literally was like, he didn't do it. It's just something that he like thought of, like kind of like not really like thinking of anything. It was just like,
It just seems like the right answer.
it's like,
That's funny. What a coincidence in a way.
like what if you give me $10,000 to do a video, what will you do with it? I don't know. Give it to some homeless person, which is kind of awesome.
Yeah. No, that is because when it comes down to it, it sounds like the perfect answer. It does sound like the perfect answer.
Yeah.
And I guess just looking at it retrospectively, it kind of feels.
But he didn't do it because it was his money. He did it because a
It was
brand was
someone
paying
else's
him.
money.
It was somebody else's get. It was like this Stickle app that he was sponsored by. It was
So- Okay,
that
so they gave him money to get attention, and he says, you know what would be a good attention if we just bought attention with the money.
Yeah. You basically brands give him money and he give it away because he just realized if I give away money,
It's better than coming up with a really great idea.
yeah,
So how did he give away that $10,000 to homeless people?
a brand. It wasn't his money. It was a
Right,
brand.
but like,
money.
what's the video? Like, how did he?
He just gave it to someone.
Well,
We'll
saw-
watch the video.
Oh,
You'll watch
yeah.
the video.
Yeah, you
Just
guys watch
the
it.
video.
You watch the video. He walked up some homeless man at Walmart and handed him $10,000.
Oh, just one guy. I was just thought maybe he give like
No,
10
no,
different
no.
homeless guys.
Well, he started doing that later. He started doing that
Okay.
later, and he started doing bagel stunts, and he gave away
I
all
don't
the,
watch-
pretty much most of the beginning of Mr. Beast is like he figuring out more creative ways to give out money in bizarre ways,
Yeah.
and he wasn't really doing that to because he was doing that because it worked, and yeah. And he was and Mr. Beast is a really smart person, and it worked. Keep doing what works, and he's probably one of the smartest YouTubers on the platform, but you have a community, right? It's really important to have a good community, right? And Mr. Beast have a lot more fans and friends than I do,
He
and
certainly does. But you ain't never had a friend like me.
but
And
I don't know, and I don't. I'm not mad at him, and actually I appreciate what he did because you know what? I learned a lot about YouTube and the industry, and I had a lot of time to reflect on everything that happened. And you know what? Every door that closed is another door that opened. Every lesson that's bad is another lesson that is gained. Everything that is, like the thing is like. I learned a lot about people and mannerism and things, and I hate that I had to learn it the hard way. But at least I'm learning things, and at least I'm growing, and at least I'm growing as a person. You don't grow as a YouTuber by shout outs. They do help. But you grow as a YouTuber as you grow as a person. As you have built your friend base and built who you are as a person. Because you can win the lottery, and a year later you could be broke. A year later you could be broke because you were not able to hold that. Right? Somebody can give you a biggest YouTuber on the platform can give you a shout out, but if you ain't able to hold that, then it means nothing. Mr. Beast could literally right now put me on his video, be like, "Hey, this is Eric the Goat Guy. Go subscribe to him." 100,000 people subscribe, but if I'm not able to make good content to keep their attention, then they are just going to leave as fast as they can. And what's really hard is that I am a person with disabilities. It's really hard for me to edit videos. Really hard for me to learn how to work a computer. It's really hard for me to even read the website. Because there's all these words on the website.
They make it so confusing, dude. I swear, I've been struggling for a couple months. I started really taking it seriously, being like, you know what? I'm going to really try to figure this out. Because I tried in the past and I gave up. I was like, you know what? Whatever. I've been trying for like 3-4 months. And it's so convoluted. It makes me feel like they're doing it on purpose.
No, it's very user friendly, but it's at the same time it's just so complex. It's like Alice in Wonderland. Let's see how deep the rabbit hole will go. It's like you keep going down the rabbit hole. The Matrix, swallow the pill and you can go down. It's like a never ending thing, and and it's and a lot of it, it's just like. Once you get started, and YouTube is really hard, and a lot of people want to get YouTube because they think it's easy jobs. Like, oh, I work for myself, I don't have a boss. And in reality, you have a million bosses.
You is so right.
You have a million bosses. You don't have one boss to make happy. You don't have to have one person to make happy. You got a million people to make
And
happy.
then suddenly you're like Mr. Beast, who's got like 100 million people to make happy. How could you possibly do that? How could you possibly do that? It'd give you a stroke.
Yeah.
It'd give you a stroke.
That's why he's
before
so
the age of
fucking
30.
crazy. That's why, like, when one homeless dude show up and like, hey, I want to meet you, he's just like, of course he's gonna say no.
But it takes that. Like, why would you, as one, be able to know that? I mean, like, why? You just watch this and you think. And I thought that
I'm
was
just
clever.
some young dumb kid that don't realize that how the system works. They made the same mistake as every kid at the VidCon convention.
You were just inspired and trying to get involved in.
And because I thought he really wanted to help the homeless, and I want to help the homeless, so I thought we are like, yeah. I thought I could go work for him, or I could like help feed the homeless with him or something. And I'm like,
Well, we need some camera guys, by the way.
But did you get to talk to him today?
No, that's tomorrow.
no, I don't want to talk to Mr. Beast.
No,
I
he's gonna get in trouble. Wait, no, but you wait. But that was for like a year, right? You were telling me that you couldn't do it for a year.
But 2 years later, but still,
So then it's passed. So just
but
for the record.
it passed, but I still not going to push talking to him. He already told me he don't want to talk to me.
Wait. Oh, by doing that.
Yes.
Well, but that was 2 years ago. Maybe
But do
maybe
you
he'd be
think
okay.
he actually?
But if he wanted to talk to me, he will come to me.
Right.
No, really.
If he wanted to talk to me, he will
That's
come. He will come up to me.
Right.
And he learned that lesson the hard way. And if anyone was to be listening to this or whatever, it's like learn from that. And
Yeah,
just
learn
decide.
that because I make and I learned the lesson the hard way. I should have plenty there's millions of other people that are attempting to make the same mistake as I am. And you know what? And no, I'm not going to try to go up to Mr. Beast. I might stand in the back row while he's doing his little speech. But I'm not trying to be like, hey, Mr. This. Look at me, like all the 100 million VidCon people. Like, I'm going to just, if he might hear that I'm there. Who cares if he knows I'm there or not? I'm not trying to. He does what I do, and I don't need anything from him. I don't even need his, and really, I don't even need him acknowledgement. And I don't need any of it, and I don't even need him to even acknowledge that I exist. But I do want to say one thing. If I do get in trouble tomorrow for no apparent reason, everything I say is been fancy is true, and that Mr. Beast is just an asshole that will arrest people for no reason. But like I say, I may have made the whole story up about getting arrested. Other than maybe a police report that he probably had shredded at the police because he pretty much bought the police with melon cheeseburgers.
Oh wow. No, but
You can watch that video.
Well, I'll figure out if it happened or not. Like, honestly, if you got arrested just by being there, like, attending to hear, like, him speak in front of everybody, then yeah, I would look it up. And I would make sure. I would find out the truth. I get everybody. We get at Reddit to find out. Don't worry, you're not alone, man.
I guess I'm just wondering, like, it's like the police decision to arrest you, or does he just want you not to be around, but then the cop decide? Like, you're going.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I don't know if he know what he actually do to you.
He might not even realize that he got me arrested. He probably did. He probably just called the cops and be like, "This guy harassed me. Can you tell him to stop?"
Right.
And then the cops arrested me.
Right.
Now I just want to hear the other side.
Right, because.
He might not realize that the cop went to that extent.
Well, and he might not have even realized, like, I don't know, like, your story, that you'd even have a story, because people just assume, again,
Yeah,
if
I'm
you
just
were
some crazy homeless
or
person.
something,
Right.
that you're probably
Which I think
crazy.
it's kind of a shame, because that's the whole point,
It's-
right?
yeah.
Like,
It's
to
rarely
let
the
him
case.
know you want to help the homeless people. If he's interested, he can help you.
And
But I
yeah,
feel like the message wasn't really get to him.
just
Right.
a hilarious
Yeah.
misunderstanding.
Right.
just a hilarious-
I would have loved to see you
It
ride
was just
around.
a hilarious misunderstanding. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I don't want any bad coming from him. I wish that, I didn't have to say his name on this, but he's kind of part of my story, and that's the only reason I really talked about him, because it's just like a kind of important thing in my story. Really not really important thing in my story, because I spent a few nights in jail, and I was scared I might spend a month in jail. I had a lot of people help me out to come with that 20% of $10,000, which was $2,000 of favors I had to get from friends and families to get out of jail. Otherwise, I might have sat there for a month.
I love he gives $10,000 to one homeless guy, but then he makes another guy
Give him $10,000
or just pay $2,000 to get out of jail.
to pay $10,000 to get out of jail. The bond was $2,000. It was a 10%. Somebody paid the $10,000 for me to get out of jail. So yeah, I had to get a homeless person to pay $10,000 to get out of jail. I had to pay $10,000. You give a homeless person $10,000, but he make another homeless person pay $10,000.
That's too perfect of a soundbite. No, really, is it just me? That's just it's too ironic that it's either not true and it's just fantasy, or it's one of those truth is stranger than fiction, like, goddamn.
I mean,
it's that
I don't know.
ironic.
But probably there's going to be a lot of people on the internet thinking that this whole thing is made up, and
Yeah.
that's whatever. I mean, they are, but it does at this point. It doesn't really matter because it doesn't.
Do you think it happened to other people?
I definitely think other people got arrested for the same similar thing that
I can only imagine, not just with
and
Mr.
a lot
Beast.
and not just Mr. Beast doing it. Every YouTuber have security system around their house because to arrest people trying to contact them.
The crazy people.
I'm sure you have to deal with that popping up. You're trying to deal with paparazzi.
I'm lucky
and,
actually. Like so far, Wrinkle and I have been really lucky that everyone who loves Wrinkle is an amazing, awesome person.
But so
Because, like, you know what? It's really great to be rich and famous. You know, and it's probably really awesome to be rich and anonymous. But I'll tell you, the worst is to be famous and not rich. Cause like we can't afford. This is my security right here.
yeah, you gotta have security.
Yeah, that's my security.
Every YouTuber have to have the security just in case somebody mess with you.
But like, you know, we work with what we can afford.
And you know that's why Elon Musk sleeps in this factory. Because Elon Musk sleeps in this factory. You know why? So in case anybody try to mess with him, he got 10,000 workers having his back.
Wait, what was that?
Elon Musk sleeps in his factory.
Does he?
Every night he sleeps in the factory. He probably have an apartment somewhere in there. And the reason he have to sleep there because that's the only way that he have 10,000 workers having his back.
It must be pretty weird to
Have to have 10,000 security guards.
be surrounded by 10,000 security guards and still feel so alone in that big old factory.
But I guess, are people trying to like...
It's just that's the course of being like famous is that you gotta have people, you gotta have a group of people around you to protect you and keep you safe.
But, I mean, but most of them are just fans, right? They're not trying to hurt them.
Most people are just fans.
So why would you even need security for your
Because
fans?
that's what I'm kind of
That's
curious.
why I mean,
like, or unless
right?
they harass them, like...
But at the same time, even though you got fans are just fans.
I feel like
still,
people are
it's still really uncomfortable when you have so many people trying to talk to you and you don't.
And you don't
just,
know how to handle
and
it.
you just need your space.
Yeah, they don't know how to handle it. It's especially when they're doing it so young and young and young. No, really,
You think you could handle it if people come and knock on your door
like right now to talk to you.
Yeah.
Then it kind of scare you because then there's like someone out there, they know where you are. They're like, hey, can I talk? Can I come in and hang out
with you?
and like talk with you guys? We can make a video. It'd be fun. I have a bunch of ideas.
But when it might be 1 or 2 times it might be fun, but if it every day, then it's like no, you know.
Yeah, especially if that's where you live. That's
if every day, then that's like no, that's not fun.
I don't know. It might be fun.
No,
It might be fun, and it might be fun if you weren't ready for it.
Yeah, if you weren't ready for it though, it definitely wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, if you wasn't ready for it, it would be no fun. If you're set up for it, it was like a business that you want to have. Come over here, share me ideas. That might be fun. That might be a fun business, like the dream, the come here and I'll show me your ideas and we interview you and you can tell me your dreams. That might be fun. You can have a little booth that you can come and like tell me your dream and
can we do that?
Video.
Can we do that?
That'd be really cool.
Can we do that? I'll produce it for you. I'm not Mr. Beast, but I'm gonna do that. We go 50-50, and we'll be tell dreams your dreams.
I don't know if we want to do 50-50.
Okay, so 60-40, you get 60, I'll get 40.
I don't know. I could probably just do that on my own, to be honest. But
you know what?
I appreciate your honor.
You're right. All right. You 100-0.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
100 by 0. You can be involved.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. You just give me a call. You just let me know and I'll be there. Yeah. I'll tell you a dream or two.
Yeah, see, I should open. That's a great idea for video content.
No,
The
really?
dream booth. Tell me your dream. We sit down. We have people interview. We do that next year at VidCon. We have a booth where people can sit down and they can tell me their dreams. That'd be great.
Sounds fun.
That'd
You
be.
just let me know. You hire me for it. I'll audition. Let me know if I can be hired to be part of it, and I'll be a part of it.
Yeah.
And we'll make it happen.
So.
Because I want to hear some dreams.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing a dream or two. You ever have a dream?
My dream is to help people with their dreams. And you know what? And now, and that's one dream that people can't take from me. Because you know what? If they take that dream from me, they only destroy their own dream.
Oh, right? Yeah, no.
Because my dream is literally to help them with their dream.
So it's funny. So it would be the most selfish thing that they could do is to help you.
Yeah. And by hurting me is the most like reverse thing is by very much.
Well, it's even worse. It's like cutting your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hurting yourself twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it is, and so.
No, 100%.
Alright, well, I don't know how much of this is going to be
Usable
on his channel. I've been recording for
you got it on
last
yours.
hour.
Oh,
So I will put the whole.
Oh, well, we got to make it at least an hour because we're at 53 minutes. I hate to think. But then again, that leaves a little room for commercials. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying,
It's like
I got
a
the whole
sitcom hour.
1 hour interviewed going to be on my channel. I show his is going to be edited and also part of the blog, how we met, blah blah blah. So this guy is the duck guy. Tell me about your channel since we have 5 more minutes.
We got 5 more minutes. Well, it's not really me. Well, I'm the. Just the one who transports the duck. This is Rinko. Okay, you can pet her on her
Yeah,
head.
see,
He's
he's a little shy, just like Mr. Pieces. He doesn't
a
want
little
to.
bit shy. It's okay. You can pet her on her head.
See,
She
you
can
gotta,
give
you gotta,
kisses.
you gotta approach him and
You gotta introduce yourself.
say, "Hi, do
Did
you want to be my
introduce
friend?
yourself?
Do you want to be my
Please,
friend?"
did you say your name? Ooh, she
Hey.
thinks you have food. Do we have any snacks? It's always a good icebreaker when there's some snacks.
I don't know. So this is so your name is duck, something to do with a duck, like
It's something to do with seductive.
seductive, right?
Yeah, she's got some food here.
And this is seductive, and this is his duck named Wrinkle.
Very hungry. She's very hungry. Here,
Wrinkle.
right.
Well, it's gone already.
You know, you gotta give her some
Oh,
more
you
snacks.
keep your food in the jar just like I kept my food in the
She's
jar.
so excited for snacks.
Usually I keep my goat food in a water bottle and I
Aww.
put it in with a funnel. But a jar is a lot easier to fill up.
She made a goat this year, actually.
She did.
And
She
the goat
likes
doesn't
goats.
have a name, so we all get to name the goat. That was a fun goat.
What did you name that guy?
Alright, please make sure you like, subscribe, share the video. And leave a comment telling me know what you guys think and share the video with all your friends and I don't know.
I love you, thank you.
Right.
We're gonna make sure to hear what Mr. Beast has to say. I look forward to it.
I don't really care what Mr. Beast has to say.
That's the best answer I've ever heard. That's the coolest thing he could have said.
I just want to
I'm
know
glad
how
you
he
said it.
feels about it if he knows the whole
I mean, you
story.
can-
It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't
No,
matter.
it doesn't, but that's
It
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
even
That's why I
matter.
want to
matter.
It
know.
doesn't even
doesn't
matter. That's
even
why.
matter.
That's why I haven't even told the story at all because it doesn't even matter.
Not to you anymore, but I'm curious just to know, like, as a
I know.
person.
That's why I didn't
how
want
he
to say anything.
sees- Right. Yeah. It's a
That's
story.
why-
It's a story.
That's why I kind of didn't want to say anything. Because then the people gonna beat it up, and then I might get in trouble again, and it's just like, but at the same time, it's like,
You might have to not say his name directly. I don't know.
yeah, I'm not going even I'm not
have no idea.
I'm not even going push the issue.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna. Is he doing a speech or something? He's talking.
I don't.
about, right?
I know. I don't even know if I should. I've
Well,
been
you're gonna
back
film
home.
for us. Can you film for us tomorrow?
Okay, I'll
we're gonna
film.
go because we were gonna go and listen to it.
All right.
So if you film for us, you're there working for us. So that's why you're there.
Okay. Cool.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay.
We all work for the duck.
We all work for the duck,
And
just
then
like
you-
I work for the goat.
Thank you so much for telling your story.
I had a meme, and the goat. And people always ask me, "Why is a goat sitting on your car?" And I'm like, "That's his car. I just drive it." Yeah, the goat used to sit on my car.
Exactly.
No,
Same
it's-
thing with Wrinkles. That's Wrinkles' van out
Is
there.
your goat a boy or a girl?
Yeah, but
Was your goat a boy or girl?
it was a board goat. That's one of the mistakes that I had with
Having a boy goat?
having a board goat. If I did it all again, if I ever have an opportunity to get a goat, which is a really important thing to say, is that I can't go. We could have gone to VidCon with the goat.
Right.
Because you couldn't bring Wrinkle to
It
VidCon.
has to be a pony or a dog.
Yeah, and that's one of the things you guys say is I don't know. I want to try to be able to. I realize that one door closed, another door open. There's another chapter in my life.
That's right.
There's another chapter in my life. I need to leave the last chapter and go to the next one.
Oh yeah.
Don't look back at the last chapter and be like, I was on page 1 again.
Well, get ready for that next chapter.
And the next chapter is going to be even more bigger and more exciting than
Oh,
less.
you have no idea, my friend.
Are you getting like a crocodile next time?
Yeah.
Something even bigger.
Or just another goat. What kind of goat was it?
Or you know what? I got a cyber car. Oh, a Tesla out there in the car. I got a Tesla out there in the car. I got things. The bigger thing is about dreams.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even about an animal.
Right.
You know that
All
somebody could take from me.
I'm-
It's about the dream again. about you giving people dreams. I'm going to be walking around with a dream and then going to be handing dreams out because that's my magical power is to spread dreams wherever I go.
Alright.
That's, you know, and I'm going to be able to do that even without the goat.
Exactly. And if another goat happens to stroll into his life, you know,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be
Where
against, you know.
would I
it's
keep
not-
it? Where I gotta get a bigger van.
you know, it always comes with all this.
Yeah, and all this responsibility.
How
You know,
does
you
it
can't
like to-
hurry love. Don't, you know, you just have to wait, you know?
How is it
But I
like to
mean-
travel with a goat? Like, does it poop everywhere? How does it work?
That's a good question, Joyce.
Yeah. Yes, all this. And more.
Like, where does it sleep?
It sleeps.
On his belly.
Like, do you have like a area?
I
for
have
it
to have
sleep?
I have to have like a kennel.
Uh-huh.
You know, so he can't eat things while he's driving.
Uh-huh.
It destroys shit crap.
Does he eat
And
things
you
like-
gotta have it. You got and then you always have to keep replacing the kennels every time you break one because, you know, sometimes you just get mad for no reason and just breaks the kennels
Aw.
in half.
Aw.
You know,
Grumpy.
you know. Sometimes you have to buy a new van because he breaks the van. Or sometimes, you know, when the animal control officer arrests the goat and they break the animal control vehicle.
Did that actually happen?
Yeah, it broke through the animal. Yeah, they picked up the goat, put him in the back of the animal control vehicle. He broke the doors off the hinges of the animal control vehicle. Broke the barn, and you wonder why the Detroit police shot the goat. Because it was probably easier to shoot the goat than to deal with all that.
Did it shoot a goat?
Yeah. The Detroit Police Department shot the goat. Because there was no way that the police could arrest the goat. Because the goat was probably stronger than two men.
Oh. They didn't kill the goat, right?
Yeah, he shot him. I mean, what happened to you if you got shot? Like, yeah, he was lying in the street. Yeah, I have pictures of him lying in the streets from people sending me pictures of him, and the cops brought him to my doorstep.
Oh my god.
So,
2 days before Thanksgiving.
Can you even sue them or something like? How does that work?
Yeah, I know. How you going to sue Detroit when they have no money?
who's
Okay, what's really crazy is in this lawsuit. So, there was I was so freaking crazy. So, a cop got arrested for taking money from a mechanic, right? To fix the police vehicles. And I'm like, wait, it wasn't even money to him. It was it got arrested for a mechanic fixing the police vehicles. A cop got arrested for allowing a mechanic to make a donation to the police department to fix the vehicles. And he got arrested for bribery because when people get the cop's car towed, they made that the full mechanic shop. But it's like, why is that? Why is what? I feel like the cop was doing a really good thing by making a full mechanic shop is one that donates to the police department. I don't really understand how any of that was like mischievous or wrong. Like a mechanic shop donate to the police department because Detroit could fix their vehicles because they don't. I mean, completely unfunded and they have no money and yeah, Detroit's yeah.
That's so stupid. You can't even help them.
And, yeah, it's like so it's like what I'm gonna go sue the police department for that they with no money.
But who was the goat in the blanket?
So I had two goats. Okay, so yeah, that's why it's kind of confusing. I had two goats. The one goat, so Deer was retired. Okay, so I retired deer. Deer got so old and so big and strong because I fed him so good that I didn't want to take him around little kids anymore. Right? You know, so I got me a cute little goat named Cutie Pie. That I took, that replaced Deer. I told Deer he can just live in my backyard and be a goat and don't have to work no more and don't have to entertain no more. You know? And just be a goat and do goat things. You know? And I took Cutie Pie out with me. And that's the small little baby goat that was innocent and didn't hurt nobody. And couldn't hurt nobody because it was a cute little tiny baby goat. That one that was sacrificed and killed. The other one the one that got shot by the police department, Deer, was the big goat that saved my life 5 times.
He did? Oh, so the
we
one,
gotta hear so
the
many
one
more
got
stories.
jogging with blanket was a baby one, was a Cutie Pie.
Yeah, Cutie Pie. Named after Cutie Pie. And that's why I got up on a brofist. Because I named my goat after PewDiePie. So I named him Cutie Pie. After PewDiePie. Like literally it's spelled the same way as PewDiePie but with a C.
We gotta work more in because you got so many stories.
I got so many freaking stories.
And it's so detailed in here that I think we need to do this again like tomorrow and hear more.
Do you ever find your neighbor, the one who kidnapped your goat or killed?
I mean,
Do you ever see him again?
I never. That's why I never. That's why I never went back to my house.
You just left.
And that's why I never been back to my property.
I was wondering, but what's the reason for them to burn your house? If
Be-
they're living there, what's...
It's so crazy about crazy people that sometimes crazy people don't have a good. Yeah, like why were you burning down your own house?
Right.
It's like, dude.
And you're not even there. You were at jail. So what? I was like, I don't really understand.
It don't really make no sense. Like, it's like they burn down their own house to. It's like it doesn't make any sense, but.
Were you surprised? Like,
Yeah, I come home, my house is on fire, and I was sitting there recording, trying to live stream my house on fire.
Wait, you were in the house?
No, when I came home,
Oh.
I got home, I got out of the taxi, and I was trying to live stream it, and the lady sitting there cussing at me for live streaming. You just trying to get attention, and she was mad at me for trying to to report that my house caught fire. It's like. Because he realized when he saw me get out of the taxi and pull out my cameras, he realized, oh fuck, this guy, I just messed up. I just messed up. I didn't hurt this guy. I did not hurt this guy one bit. And he realized that because he realized like, yeah, you know, sometimes you know you can't just do something wrong and get away with it. You know, like, yeah. She realized that I got, you know, I'm gonna bounce back fast. You know, she didn't hurt me. She probably was the best thing ever happened to me. My house burned down, so I can leave Detroit and continue my mission.
so where do you?
So you know, it opened up that house burning down, opening up a new door. It's a change that I didn't. That a change in my life that wasn't planned.
Where do you live now?
I live in a van on the road that I've been saving for the last 2 years. And I left, yeah. I finally made it back on the road. Finally got me a van and finally living my destiny once again. I've been stuck at my parents' house for 2 years, stuck in the shed in the backyard. You know? I was stuffed in the shed in the backyard and forgotten about. You know? And now I'm back on the road traveling, making YouTube videos.
Where are you going next?
Never know where the path will take you. Never know where the path will lead you. All aboard the hopes and dreams. All aboard the freedom train.
Riding the old freedom train.
Never know where the path will take you. Never know where the destiny lead you. We got a ton of hopes, a ton of dreams, a ton of possibilities. We got a ton of love, a ton of love, a ton of friendship and ton of sin. All aboard the freedom train, all aboard. Hopes and dreams, all aboard. Never know where the path to take you. Never know where the path will lead you. Never know where the round the bend. You know, you don't know where you gotta go, but that's half the excitement. That's half the excitement. Every day is a new destiny. Every moment is a new and brand new opportunity.
You know, I used to think that every day was a winding road.
Every day is a new destiny. Where are you going now? Every day is a new destiny. I'm going to VidCon tomorrow. That's where I'm going. And I'm going to help people find their destinies and their dreams. And I'm going to help people on their mission.
Better watch his speed.
And you know what? Because that's my destiny, is to spread dreams wherever I go. And I'm going everywhere. I'm gonna go travel America, helping people with their dreams. You know? And when I help, that's where I'm going. And that's what I've been trying to do. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna help people build the farms, build the shops, do whatever it is that I can do to build a farm. And when I build one dream, I go on to the next. Just building dreams.
Building dreams, like Johnny Appleseed.
Yeah.
Wait, no. He was planting. See, he would be planting.
Planting seeds.
That would be planting.
I'm planting seeds of dreams. But I am planting seeds of dreams.
Are they your dream seeds or their dream seeds?
It's their dream seed. They're the seed. The dreams come from them.
Okay, so you're planting their seed inside themselves.
I'm not really more like the water. I'm not really like the seed. I'm more like the water.
Okay. Nutritious H2O.
I'm the one that's I'm like the water that made the seed grow. The seed is already there. You just gotta have somewhere to water it.
Then okay.
But
what about the soil? Are you the soil? No, the soil. What's the soil? If you're the water. They're the seed. The soil. They themselves, their body. Their own body is the soil.
The soil is the community. Their community. Their life is the soil.
Yeah.
And their life is the soil. Their heart is the seed.
And you're drowning their life with you.
I'm just a little rain cloud that comes into their life.
Just a little rain cloud, like Winnie the Pooh style. I like it.
And sometimes people think rain is a bad thing.
No.
Because the rain brings change.
Yeah, ducks love.
Because rain brings change. Rain brings change, and people always assume change is a bad thing, especially when they don't anticipate it. Not every crisis is a bad thing.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Alright, I'm getting tired. Well, please like, subscribe, and share. We've been live streaming for an hour and 15 minutes.
There you go, an hour 13. That's much better than 53 minutes. Alright, so yeah. So what are we doing? We got your name, we got my name, we got Ringle's name.
I want to grab more food.
Yeah, I think we've done everything.
Wait, no. You already did it. Okay, so we're gonna like that. And there you go. How do you like to end your thing? Hey, come on.
Please like, subscribe, and share. Keep dreaming. Keep making the world a better place.
Keep dreaming. Unless you're driving. Stay awake if you're driving.